guys, you're back with Bobby and JG Radio. We're talking all about food today, which is my favorite subject. We've spoken with our friend Karen Evans and Michael Sahaki, owner of restaurant Gwendolyn. Up next, we have the owner and the chef of the Inn on the Riverwalk. Please welcome Roland Cavazos and Carol Jeske. Roland is a dentist who owns the Inn on the Riverwalk, which is an interesting story. He's a native of San Antonio, and Carol is the chef. So, guys, tell us about, first off, welcome to the show, and tell us about the history of the Inn on the Riverwalk.
Well, thank you, Sarah.
Yeah.
I appreciate you having us on the show. Yes, I stayed at the Inn on the Riverwalk was the first bed and breakfast that I ever stayed at 19 years ago, and fast forward 19 years later, it came up for sale, and I was always wanting to move downtown, and the opportunity came up, and so I purchased it December.
You purchased the actual building there?
Yes, actually,
Wow.
there's 13 guest rooms, and it's spread out over 3 homes, and 2 of the homes are right on the banks of the Riverwalk, which is the quiet section of the Riverwalk, pretty much from the Nueva, which is around the courthouse.
South.
Yeah, right south before you
Kind of going towards King William.
King William, exactly. So it's right smack in the middle of between Nueva Street and Chavez Street. And
Well, what so it's a bed and a breakfast, right? Which is not your typical hotel thing. So what sets a bed and breakfast apart from your typical Hyatt or Marriott or whatever you have?
Yeah, so we get guests from just all over the world. It's really exciting and interesting to meet so many different people. Most of our guests are more adventurous. You know, they deliberately come seeking something, you know, other than a hotel. And you know, the difference is it's you know the personalities. And so, you know, we have a great staff, and so we have. You know, our chefs are Carol and Araceli, and so the difference is you know, in a hotel,
Probably size, right?
Yeah, you know, it's small, so we have 13 rooms, and so
Well, it's kind of like staying in someone's
It's more
house
personal.
too.
Very
Yeah,
personal.
it's like staying in someone's house. I found so a
That's-
bed and breakfast takes on the personality of the owner a lot of times.
that's exactly what our guests say. I mean, they appreciate meeting the owner, they appreciate the story.
And it's a 100-year-old building, by the way, right? Or
It-
over a 100-year-old building.
It is. The main house is 100 years old this year, so
That is so
that's-
cool.
And it's not haunted, right?
Yeah, no.
Well, one of the rooms.
Yeah, you know, I would say that
Halloween it is.
But have you seen an increase in business in the past 5 or 6 years? Because San Antonio downtown, anything around it is really booming. Has it affect your business in any way?
Well, yeah, downtown is exploding. So the fantastic thing about being, you know, where we're at is right in the heart. And so many of our guests just enjoy being able to come and walk, literally park their car and just walk everywhere. You know, whether it's King William or downtown, you know, around the Riverwalk or.
And
the
interestingly, a bed and breakfast, you would think they would be more expensive than a hotel, but this one starts at $139 a night, right?
Yeah,
So
yes.
that's pretty comparable to any hotel, especially on the Riverwalk.
Yeah.
And then you have the culinary experience. I'd love to hear from you, Carol. Like, what can people expect from the Inn on the Riverwalk in terms of a culinary experience?
Well, we try as much as possible to serve things that are organic, non-GMO, but people these days, you have people on every kind of diet you can imagine. They might be paleo, they might be Weight Watchers, you know, they might be all bacon all day.
Body.
So, you know, one of my favorites. So, you know, we'll usually have a couple of items on the menu, so there's an option. But you've got to be ready because people are not always in a situation where they can let you know in advance that they are gluten-free. So we can pretty much cook for anybody.
Yeah.
And sometimes we'll punt that morning and we'll go along if someone just mentions at the last minute that they don't eat something, and so we'll accommodate for them. But that's part of the fun because it is very personal. We can even ask people. We've had people come down and it's their anniversary, and we'll ask like the next day, well, what should I make tomorrow for breakfast? Now, no one's going to ask you that at a hotel. What's your favorite breakfast?
Yeah.
And we'll make it for you.
That's
you know,
great.
because we can.
And
you
that
know?
must keep you on your toes in terms of what
yes.
you're doing.
Well, it's a lot of fun. I mean, when I came to San Antonio, I'm a Wisconsin girl, so I was all Swiss, German, cheese, butter, eggs,
Which
right?
is fine.
Yeah, which is all
Don't
good, right?
change
And I
a thing
still
about
really, I'm a
yourself.
big fan of butter.
Don't go changing.
But now we use coconut oil because like we
Right.
don't use lard, we'll use coconut oil.
Okay.
And like I had to pick up some things like migas. I didn't know what migas were,
I
but
still
I had to
don't know
learn to
what they
make some.
What are they?
Well, the-
Tortilla pieces, kind of
mixed with the eggs. Yes, sort of anything can be migas as long as it has eggs and it has strips of corn tortilla that you cook sort of al dente.
Yes.
So we'll cook them up in coconut oil, and then we'll mix those with the eggs and scramble it with, it could be cheese, chorizo, bacon and more bacon.
Right.
You know,
Growing
depending on what you
up-
want. You can
growing
make them
up,
vegetarian, whatever you like.
Growing
right?
up, I think that's the only dish my dad can make.
And it's delicious.
Yeah.
It's
If my dad
amazing.
was cooking, we were eating
Yeah.
migas.
Yeah, and it's amazing how just adding those little strips of tortilla sort of takes a scramble to a whole new level.
Yeah.
You know, but it's not really Mexican. When we get guests from Mexico, they don't know what they are. But if you go on, so I don't know who made them up. Maybe there's a YouTube video somewhere out there.
The inventor of the miga. If you know,
Right.
call
But then-
888. Just kidding.
And then we'll make like a traditional French toast, but then we make one that's
With migas.
that's well, no, anything's good with migas. But we dip it and then roll it in panko and cook it in coconut oil, so it's sort of crispy on the outside.
gosh.
But you can rationalize that
I
even
should've
though it's
eaten
kind of
before
deep fried,
recording
it's
today.
healthy because it's coconut oil. Because whether you
Everything's
slather
healthy
on
now that it's
yourself
coconut
or you
oil.
eat it, it's all good, right?
And then also we have, some fresh eggs from,
Yes, we have some fresh
we
eggs,
just
we have
built a
some
chicken
chickens.
coop, and so we have.
Oh, really? So
So you have it on your property? You have a
Yes.
chicken coop on your property? That's
Well,
fantastic.
not all the eggs come from those chickens yet. They're not that prolific, but
They'll get there.
They'll get there.
They'll get
getting
there.
there.
So if people want more information, Roland, how do they get in touch with you?
So our phone number is 210-225-6333. And, or you could look at our website, which is inontheriverwalksa.com.
Perfect.
And it's in like INN.
That's
So,
awesome.
in on the Riverwalk at, what was that again?
In on the Riverwalk SA.
SA.
This is why we don't have Bobby
I
give the
wanna look it up.
information. That is inontheriverwalksa.com. Thank you so much for being with us today. We got to take a quick break and hear from our show partners in this week's edition of Ask Mr. Credit. Don't forget to check out our website where you can be a fan of our show and find links to all the shows we've recorded so far. We'll see you in a minute.